Yeah, we're good. You just gotta click on the game.
Oh, there we go.
We'll get this professional thing down someday.
Hi, I'm Safi,
And I'm Mystic.
and this is the Lore Together live stream for The Forgotten City, a game that was a mod that became a game and asks you to make sure you know that we are going to possibly get into spoilers, which, woo! Spoilers.
Yep.
They're going to possibly happen. I don't know how far we're going to get today.
I don't know. Well, let's find out. New game.
New game. Is this one that has more than one save file?
Yes.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner on that one. This game was developed by a core team of 3 people over 4 years. Your support allows us to continue doing what we love. Oh, I'm not going to read it because I can't read it fast enough. Sorry, I thought reading it would enhance it, and I can't read it fast enough. I like how they basically preface this being like, brute force is not the way.
Right.
Like, if you're somebody who likes...
Salve? Hello, Generality. Or Salva?
Alva. Oh.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
It's very interesting. Select your body type.
Male or female?
Okay.
Female. Male.
Yeah, I like playing as a woman. There you go. Select your skin tone.
Oh. Well, hello. I don't know my Latin, so...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to take Latin in high school, but my generation broke the tradition.
Lingua est morta.
No.
That's about all I know.
Betty, what is it? Betty Vinny.
Benny Vinny Vici? Wasn't he in a movie once?
Oh my. I could have put and Lorem
Just go with it.
And there's
Well,
Lorem Ipsum.
It's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry.
Lorem
but
Ipsum. Yeah,
any idea
okay.
why you
Yeah.
were floating down the river?
To do that sometime.
What's the last thing you remember?
Oh, so this is how you. As a priest, you're. I think archaeologist is going to be more towards our lore needs, right, Mystic? Is that?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not going to get any lore from her because she's not going to tell us anything beyond the fact that Al's back there. Everything else is kind of a cover. And we already covered the lore of what this is in the episode. So I think we
Right.
can pick our class and just not talk to her because that's going to take time.
Okay. So I'll say archaeologist because I feel like that'll reveal the most in the short time
Yes.
we have. Okay.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need
Hello,
you to
Anis
go in
Prana
there
Labs.
and see if you can find a guy
Hey,
named
thanks
Al.
for joining us.
He went in there a few hours ago,
Salvaru.
and he hasn't come
Salvaru?
out. I've been freaking
Interesting.
out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Mind if I ask? Let's just ask
Oh,
one question.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then-
I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
I am surprised that. What's your?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job. with an
Knowing
endless commute.
The story
Know
of
what I
what's
mean?
going on, that's a funny line.
Yes, that is the best line. She's presents herself so young too. I'm very surprised.
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
No, especially if I'm going to be helping you.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey. It's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
All this Karen means really. Let's see.
Yeah, something like that. But right now, I have bigger problems. Like
So who's played this game?
finding Al.
Who are we spoiling this for, and who are we not spoiling this for?
I'm gonna just say that's all the questions we have.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
All right, I'm in.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Flashlight.
I've already seen little buddy moving.
Oh no. That's always he's in a sleep regression, guys. So if Mystic has to run away, I apologize, but that's just kind of how it's been because he is
A toddler.
a toddler and
Okay.
he's going through. We were talking about it today. My theory is that he's at the point where he's going to start having naps later and later until he just goes to bed really early. Mystic is not so sure of that, but
Probably it's because I don't want to lose the nap time that I get, like,
during
the break.
day, yeah, I get it.
Anyway.
All right, let's go to the ruins. Quid pro quo. Enter the ruins. There's some Latin you know. You know quid pro quo. Buh. Oh, you also know habeas corpus?
Yes. Okay, I know more Latin than I
There-
let on, but
There's a good amount of
of course you have every, yeah, never mind. I was about to get political, but like real world political, so let's not do that.
how do you get to your inventory? Quest tracking.
You don't really have an inventory. I mean, you do, but
I've got my
yeah, it's not like what I would
my
consider an inventory.
Daenerys. Got a flashlight. I don't know how to use it, that's all.
Scroll wheel.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you for that.
It will tell you eventually, too.
Can you imagine as an archaeologist and you genuinely think you found some ancient ruins?
Yeah.
I like how she says to the memes, "Oh yeah, something like that," and oh, it's
What are some of your favorite YouTubers, Generality? Besides us, obviously.
ego much. That's too bad you can't just walk across just to walk across and be like. It's not like that. I mean, this looks great. This is P.S. for Roman ruins, very well preserved. This would be very sketch to me, I think. Like, this is for something that you think is Roman, and just hiding in a canyon. Like, I don't know Italy's topography, so I don't know where this would be.
I mean, they definitely have mountains. They have the Alps.
I'm not saying they don't have mountains. I just don't know where you would find this not being touched by man.
Right.
I mean, it's very well populated. Oh, Al's note. Read.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient.
You watch
Roman
very
city
different
hidden
YouTubers than
deep
I do. I just
underground.
watch people do Let's Plays.
Its
I watch a lot of
existence is long forgotten. All knowledge of it
people
lost,
do LPs and
except
stuff
in
like
the
that.
Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? People have survived down there, against the odds.
I'm like afraid to walk in.
Seems there's only one way to find out.
I'll tell you right now, I did manage
If
to
I'm
get
not
around.
back in an hour, I'm
The
somewhere on the other
golden
side.
thing is
Consider
glued
this
or cemented
an
to the
invitation.
base. You can't. There's nothing to interact with
Or
Okay.
of any note.
Warning.
There's the plaque, but he just read you the plaque. So.
Oh.
Alworth.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, you do have a breath meter. I also like what's the floor looks really cool.
Ooh. I like where she says people. You have to think that she says people freak out when they hear my name. It's Karen, and she finally tells you, and it's like she forgot that people forgot Karen in mythology. Wait, I keep pressing F for flashlight. That might happen a lot, guys, and I'm sorry.
We can always rebind it if you want, but it's...
No, I'm not going to rebind it in the middle of a... Oh.
Yeah, there's the plaque above the door, which I missed when I was playing.
Inspect. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. There it is.
And there's graffiti on the side of the wall there.
Oop. Graffiti translate. Always remember, they're watching. Oh, and there's our gold statues running away. A lot of them are like frozen from like running. Whoa. They're like they're found prone in shock, or like they're in the midst of motion, about to leap. Trying to go back.
Waiting for Safi to notice.
What? Are they looking at me? What? What? Oh man, this is like those angels from Doctor Who.
I shouldn't have said anything. I should have waited. Apologies.
It's okay. We have a short stream. We're trying to figure out what's going on. What? Oh, you're just creepy now. In prostration. But a lot of them are in Roman garb. Inspect. A young woman in a pose of lamentation. Mosaic. Inspect. An ancient Roman mosaic depicting godlike figures turning a man into gold. Okay, it's harder to see without... It's easier to see without the, I guess that's the man being turned into gold. But the fact that they only turn to look at you when you're not looking at them.
Hearing them move in the distance is disturbing. I think that was my thing. I think I noticed that pretty quickly. And I was just like, what?
Inspect. The many shall suffer the sins of the one. That one doesn't really look at... Oh, he does. There's a lot of people who could not follow the rule, apparently. There's just so... Now, if you know what the... Like, I'm not going to go into detail what the secret is in case somebody accidentally stumbles on this. But if you know what the secret is, like... It feels...
Do you get the idea of why I didn't know if this was a horror game or not at this point?
Yeah. Sorry, just checking to make sure no emergencies come in. I don't have to do it. Not work emergencies. I got very spooked. Was like, what? I thought you were done. I'm really concerned. Oh, inspect. A Roman gladiator, mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? Well, yeah. Why would you depict? If you're an archaeologist, you're like, why would they depict that? That's not anything you'd want to. And all of these people, this is very not Roman. Like, they're gold statues, but they're gold statues of people like fleeing or running or in lamentation, as you know was mentioned before. but there's not really anything to say,
Right.
you know, why they would be depicted that way. And usually Roman statues aren't depicted that way. So obviously,
Just walk.
okay. Herhig Inse. I wish I knew what that meant.
What was it?
Herhig Inse.
Why are you here, essentially?
Okay. Yeah, that's when you start. They make sure there's a lot of statues just saying, oh my gosh! There's a ton of them. And they're all, like, cowering or running. There's another one in Lamentation. Like, they're all... Yeah, this would be... I remember I mentioned in the episode, but this would be very jarring. Use F5 to quick save and F9 to quick load. Let's do quick save now. Jeez. See, they made sure at the end there was a chance that you would notice it. With the angles and everything. Oh, golden special. A Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from something. Yeah, see, that's not something anyone would depict
Right.
intentionally.
That's where it clicked for me. I was like, I thought the statues was creepy, but I didn't realize they were
Yeah.
people until this point.
Inspect. A Roman legionary in a state of terror. Like, yeah, there's no way that would be considered. And that's another Lamentation one. There it is. In its total ruins. But they're all still positioned as if to be on display. And then as you get here, it's like a little less on display. Like, this guy's genuinely spooked. Now it's kind of making more sense if they're, like, frozen where they were. A Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. Oh,
You can knock her statue over. I wouldn't recommend it, though.
I don't want to knock her over. Oh my gosh. Is that where we're going to? Over there? Nothing over here. Oh. Can we get over here? No. Inscribed stone tablet.
To whoever reads this,
Whoa,
I'm
and
sorry
it's
you
a
had
stamp.
to find me like this. And worse. You'll
What?
suffer the same fate I did. I spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are
Weird.
only two options. Death, and that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I
Oh,
to set things
interesting.
right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
course, you're curious. You're like, so he's a modern draft. Well, let's actually inspect it like it suggests. Inspect. On the golden statue of old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? Yeah. And that's not how I envisioned Al originally, but
No, that's him old too. Like
yeah, like he's aged doing this. Statue inspect. A young Roman woman in a state of panic. Oh. Oh. It can hear you. I just don't want to knock you over. I mean, really. How can you not resist going into the a Roman man on his knees begging his gods for mercy.
I don't think the game lets you kill yourself here. It would be interesting. You're right.
I mean, I'd say try it out, but that's not good for the. It's not good for the lore. I'll save here, just in case. Skeleton, and now we've got our first skeleton. Means of a human. Whoever it was died a long.
Hello, Everett. Good evening.
time ago. Hey, thanks for joining us. And here we go. Let's break space and time, guys. Let's do it. Tap P to enter photo mode image. Okay.
Oh, our episodes? Hopefully you liked them.
Oh, wait, what was the comment?
Everett said he listened to a few of our commentaries this week,
Oh, cool.
which I believe we're probably talking episodes. So, or 'cause you watch the streams once in a while, so I doubt it's that.
Is given quest clicks on the I icon bus. Okay. But I was gonna say something and I just could totally just spaced
It's
out.
okay. You're about to be smacked with light.
I haven't been already. Step through the doorway into the path. Can I recognize what that is? I feel like there should be more notes for the archaeologist, but whatever. Figure out how to return to your original time. I do love the display style here, too. Also, I do want to live here now.
Do you?
Kind of.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I just want to observe now.
Oh, is that right? Well, just make sure you don't get lost in any other sacred places you're not supposed to be. Can't have you disrespecting the gods by accident, can we now? But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Your laws?
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
All right, lead the way.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Oh, I'm coming. Wait.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say.
It's not my place to say.
Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as
Oh,
all you
I
want
wish
is
there were more
leek,
games
cabbage,
with
and wheat.
production.
Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the Forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo.
Oh.
Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen.
Oh.
My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
What's this about?
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
Alright, leave
Follow
the
me.
way.
The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation.
Yeah.
If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these stairs.
Up the stairs. And there's these. There's so many statues. It's just creepy. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm assuming that's him, but I want to see some stuff first and be nosy. Can I read any of this? I mean, this is beautiful, by the way. This game is lovely. Beautiful. A little Uncanny Valley-ish, but considering what they were able to do with a small team, it's amazing. It's really well done. Let's talk to this magistrate.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm Lorena.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of Athena. You must be a woman of great learning.
Yeah, I'm glad someone else knows what
We're always
decimation
happy
means.
to welcome
Yeah.
another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
Beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've
Where they
built
get
here
building
over
materials?
the
Who
last
knows?
7 months.
Huh?
22
Generally, I ask where they
complete
get the building
strangers
materials for all
brought
this.
together by
Who
the
knows?
fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Can't say I have.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
Let's ask away. What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper as Rome
The
has
circle
for
talk
centuries.
is amazing. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What was legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws are sort of barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800
Also-
years, she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers.
And it's funny that he
We
mentions
have
you're
comprehensive laws
you're
protecting
an
the rights of
Athenian,
our
because
citizens,
in
which have
Athenian
unified
culture, women
countless warring
were at the
tribes
same level
all
as
across the
slaves.
Mediterranean and beyond,
So,
from
you
Gallia
know.
to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Yeah. Don't your laws allow slave ownership?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
don't you persecute Christians?
That
You
line
mean
does
the
suggest
blasphemous
that, and I
cult responsible
think
for burning down half of Rome last
Al
year.
was here, so
It's hard to blame the people for
That's
being
my theory,
angry
anyway.
about that.
Where I'm from, we consider those things to be abhorrent.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home.
Well, that's fair.
I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
What did you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
I'm creeped out that he's been watching that spot to know exactly when I came to. I might as well say, you're right. I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
You'd all been turned into golden statues.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
Why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. You have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
That he's trust to a woman who he's said has less rights than men. I'm just saying. Super sus right now. How do you know I'm not the person responsible?
What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people? I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
Uh-huh. Come on, tell me what you really think.
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking
Roman
very
aqueducts,
carefully
yeah.
at them
What?
if I were you.
ever it goes in 2,000 years, did you ever improve on those aqueducts? Johnny goes, bonus, the concrete's even stronger now.
Yes. Have you heard of rebar, magistrate? If I do this, will you help me get back to my own time?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual
Yeah, it is
correctly,
being...
that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I
He's
can
obviously
explain.
biased. There are certain
If you
things I
manage
don't
to
necessarily
prevent
disagree
the
with on
sin
his
that
view.
breaks the golden rule, I
The
won't
nuance
need to
is the
bring you
problem.
here. I won't
And
create the
we're
portal,
lacking that
and
2,000
you will never
years
have been able to come
removed.
here.
Yeah.
Thus,
So.
you'll have created a paradox.
He's also lacking our nuance. So
If
it
this
goes both ways.
occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
I think so. I don't care about how the ritual works right now. That's all the questions I have.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
I feel like as an archaeologist, I'm I'm intrigued.
Safi's role playing.
Wonderful. Now,
But
I need you
don't
to
trust this
investigate
guy.
the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
All right, I'll get started.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
I'll see what I can do. And then he's like, walks off and is like, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing now that I've directed this new person into what exactly I need them to do. All right. Request your own inventory at any time.
So Safi got to where I got in an hour in 40 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's partly.
Well, I spent a while trying to figure out which statues looked and which didn't. And trying to figure that out. So. Because, of course, I'm going in blind. She's not. So.
Can I mark this as... Yeah, mark this as the one I want to follow. In our inventory, we have an inscribed stone tablet. Probably the one from Al.
Poor Al.
Poor Al. Basically was a puppet for this guy. So, it looks like... Let's... What was her name? Luke... What? How did he say it?
I missed it.
I'm sure if I pick up something, it will be stealing. It's no doubt unpleasant for the poor ventilation, but the Romans probably regard that as their servant's problem. Yeah. Respect. These carrots are purple, as they were before modern orange carrots were cultivated.
Note, you can get purple carrots at almost any, like, small store. Like, any place that has local produce, you're likely to find purple carrots.
Yeah, purple carrots are a thing. Centia's journal.
That's my room. Leave before I call Horatius.
Should I write a diary? Alright.
I'll let you read that if you want.
Alright, I'm gonna leave the item. Who? She said something. I'm assuming that's her.
Ugh, this place has become a thoroughfare. Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Wow. What's your story?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
I'm not from around here.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this
For some
conversation?
strange reason, I'm getting Titanic vibes from the dialogue. And I think it's because it kind of snaps to you only looking at the character.
Yeah.
You know?
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped, and figure I must know a way out too.
Oh, your
Is
little
that
sister
it?
escaped.
Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Naming conventions in Rome stink, man. Can I help?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the Harpies?
Your father didn't mention any of this when I spoke to him. Any idea why?
That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her. So he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done.
When did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
not going to say that. That's all the questions I had.
So you'll help me find her?
All right, I'll do it.
Oh, thank you. You should probably take a look through her room. It's the one just by the front door. Maybe you'll find something the rest of us missed.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks. I'd appreciate it.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent God would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
Fair question.
Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward!
No,
Where
Titanic,
is my sister?
the game.
you have to say
we
for
do have
yourself?
an episode
No
and a stream
response.
about it,
Nothing.
and the
That's
conversations
what I
are
thought.
ridiculously badly animated.
Yeah. Well, at least we know blasphemy doesn't break the Golden Rule.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
I suppose we'll find out sooner or later.
I suppose we will.
I'll be going now.
All right, another time.
So she said her sister's room is the one. So I wasn't going to ask about naming conventions because I figured somebody who knows Roman culture would understand that. Sentia, Scintilla. I know that there's a naming convention with that, but I forget. Oh, I'm not going to steal. I'm not going to steal because... Cosmetic jar examine. Brass jar can be used for part of makeup. There's nothing underneath or anything like that. Ooh. Leave item. I appreciate I can pick it up and like rotate it, and then I can put it back without having to try to be careful to place it back like you have to do with Skyrim, which makes doing stuff like this tedious. Examine this small vial. Perfume made from flowers and oil.
The suffix illa is basically small or little.
Yeah. Brass mirror. Brass mirror. Are you supposed to be able to see yourself in that?
Probably not. Probably only when it's polished, but they're not going to let you see yourself because you don't have a character face.
I know. Still. More vials. I'm assuming none of that's gonna ink jar examine. Soot from water. Leave item. Note from Scintilla to Sentius and Sentia. May Clementia give you the strength to forgive me. I am sorry to have to leave you this way, but I have found a way to escape, and I must take it. Hope we meet again someday. Woo-hoo.
No problem, Everett.
I will take it. It doesn't seem like it's stealing if nobody knows. I'm going to... Whoa! Have X for guide towards your objective marker. Ah. Well, let's go to the thing we were gonna do with the...
Ave.
Titanic was episode 52, Everett, if you wanted to know.
There is literally... Why would you do that? Oh, and they do that here? They did a creepy head turning thing here too? Oh my gosh. They're all... It's kind of like that is his cart and he was there. But they let it happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. That's just creepy.
There seems to be no rhyme or reason with the neck. It's like.
Yeah. Lucretia.
Give me a moment.
Love those cheekbones.
Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman.
What happened?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
There's something I can do to help?
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another
Silphium
patient in here soon.
rings a bell
Could
for
be
me
in
for
the
some
next
reason.
day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
I mean, if people turn to statues, there are people who I'm pretty sure in this world would keep them as decoration.
Do you keep hearing the statues whispering? Is that normal?
Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But
The
that was
silphium
Navia,
is a
and,
unidentified plant
she went
since
a
it's
little
extinct,
mad.
but it was
Anything
used as a
about
seasoning,
what?
perfume, aphrodisiac, and medicine.
Can we talk about Yulia?
Sure. What
Also
do you want
widely
to know?
used as a contraceptive by the ancient Greeks and Romans.
I think it was poison or was self.
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it.
You know what?
Hemlock,
I want a
believe.
Hitchhiker's Guide game
Ooh.
that is done in the modern era.
I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolus' villa, and they are quite secretive.
But it'd be hard to get across.
Gladly.
What's your story?
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Navia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared.
Oh.
I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on
I
myself than let
misgendered
one of you lot mess it up.
Navia.
Oh, really?
I think I said he in the episode.
Huh. How did you end up here?
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right. Say what you will about this place, at least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it.
Why are you working out of a shrine?
Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense.
Tell me more about Navia.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good, too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since.
Oh my gosh.
She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed, and he's in constant pain.
Who?
I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Navia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, I suppose. Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
I think they slightly do increase, or do change the game. I think. I only did one path through, so...
May Apollo keep you safe.
Is there anything else we should see before we call it a night? Just wanted to check in, because we usually only go for about an hour and we're almost at that point.
Yes. Not that I can think of immediately that we can just jump into.
There's so many golden statues. He says there's only like 20-something people here, but there definitely used to be more.
Well, I think some of them are literally just statues. Like, they may move, but I don't think they're statues of former people. I think they're the security system.
But at the same time, like...
Yeah. There's definitely many more statues than there are people.
Yeah. Should we talk to this guy? He doesn't look like somebody who has... I should try talking.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
Yeah,
For
let's
the
just end it
last
here.
time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
Obtain a bow. Interesting. Alright. Should we try talking to him now?
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we?
It's Zilphium resin.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
Your price gouging for life-saving medicine. What's wrong with you?
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Never mind.
Are you sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands.
What happened to Navia?
She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this Silphium or not?
How would I come up with 1,000 denarii?
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job,
A
work
Roman with a
hard and
Cockney
save your
accent, yeah.
coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
How about I just take it? Wait, no. I don't have that kind of money. I know why I can't just take it.
Very well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget?
What's your story?
You mean how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Where did he get the resin? That's a good question.
Yeah. Let's hear it, and then we'll...
All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave. Fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome just off the Forum. Lots of foot
He's a
traffic and
slave
close to the
trader.
docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
I'm gonna say what I hope he did, but I know that's not what happened.
Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always
Oh
buy
my
a new
gosh.
slave
No,
girl
that's not what you're
if I
supposed
still
to
have
do
my
that.
money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
So, you took her with you after all?
No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something.
When a
because
bunch of
everything
gold
went
shows
black.
up, isn't that just
When I
inflation?
came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver
Or
coin.
deflation?
Sounds like you got what you deserved.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove.
Oh gosh, he's
Look
so
around you. There must be
clueless.
more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
I'll be going now.
Very well. Another time.
I meant to say I was going to choose the one that I'm pretty sure he chose, even though ethically he should have saved Acantha, but whatever. Okay. So how do you get it? What? I think they're real people. I think they're all real people, Mystic. I don't think that they're just, like, convenient sketches. Like,
But they're all the same voice.
but if I just take it... Gotta leave the item. You have to find a way to convince him
Yeah.
to want to get rid of it.
But we should probably end it here. For when you
Yeah.
want to play in the future at some point. So I'd save at least.
Quick save. Alright. Wow. I'm sorry that we ended on one of the grosser characters in this town. Obviously,
Is
our
he as
point
gross as a Sapa?
Sapa is the one...
From Skies of Arcadia.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember.
The fat head priestess for the Ixataka.
Oh, they're different kinds of gross, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they're just.
No, I knew
different.
there was one that's worse. I'm pretty sure Decius is worse, but
I think
still.
Asapa has better morals. I think Asapa at least will. I don't know. This is also it's also hard because we're in Roman culture where things are considered different.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways where the society have basically established some pretty unethical stuff, in my opinion. But
for the time, almost 2,000 years ago.
I'm not going to excuse not giving women rights because of, oh, that's what we did back then. It doesn't make it right. Just because you did it back then, it was always wrong. It was always wrong. You can never say it was never right to begin with. That's why we have to keep correcting it. But,
Anyway.
That regardless, it doesn't change the fact that Roman culture had garbage stuff going on, and that shaped a lot of the way people viewed other people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we're at a good place to stop. And it is a beautiful game.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks so much for watching. So, briefly, next week live stream will be rescheduled to
Saturday. And then the week after, we will not be having a live stream because we'll be not home.
So, you'll have to catch 2 live streams the following week.
Yes, we'll do 2 live streams Thursday and Friday the week after the second week of August.
Right. So, hopefully...
We'll catch you there.
We'll catch you there, and that you can wait, and otherwise... catch our next episode.
Yep.
Which will be next week.
Next week Saturday, yeah.
For public, yeah. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Don't let the statues follow you, okay?
Bye.
Bye.